You're standing in front of your open refrigerator, staring at the contents, and for the life of you, you cannot remember what you came to get. Or maybe you're mid-conversation with a friend, and that word, the one you use all the time, just vanishes from your brain. You're gesturing wildly, saying, the thing, while your friend waits patiently for your brain to catch up. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone, and you are definitely not losing your mind. Welcome to the MenoMindful Podcast. I'm your host, Claire Rivers, and I'm here to help you navigate the complexities of perimenopause and menopause with science-backed information and a whole lot of compassion. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most common and most frustrating symptoms that women experience during perimenopause: brain fog. We're going to explore what's really happening in your brain, why it's happening, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Because here's the thing. This isn't about getting older or being forgetful. This is about hormones. And once you understand what's going on, you can start to take back control. So grab your favorite cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's get into it. First, let's talk about what brain fog actually is, because I find that when we can name something, it becomes less scary and more manageable. Brain fog isn't a medical diagnosis. It's more of an umbrella term that describes a collection of cognitive symptoms that many women experience during perimenopause. We're talking about memory lapses, like walking into a room and completely forgetting why you went there. We're talking about word-finding difficulties. You know what you want to say, but the words just won't come. We're talking about trouble concentrating, reading the same paragraph 3 times, and still not absorbing what it says. Maybe you find yourself losing your train of thought mid-sentence or struggling to multitask the way you used to. Perhaps you're having trouble making decisions that once felt automatic, or you feel like your mental processing speed has shifted into slow motion. Dr. Lisa Mosconi from Weill Cornell Medicine puts it beautifully. She says that estrogen is a master regulator of brain energy. Think about that for a moment. Estrogen doesn't just affect your reproductive system. It's literally managing how your brain functions. And here's what I want you to know. If you're experiencing brain fog during perimenopause, you're in very good company. This is not a character flaw. This is not about being lazy or unfocused. This is your brain adapting to significant hormonal changes, and it's completely normal. Now let's get into the fascinating science of what's actually happening in your brain during perimenopause. And I promise, understanding this will help you feel so much more in control. Your brain is absolutely loaded with estrogen receptors. We're talking about areas responsible for memory, attention, mood regulation, and executive function. Basically, all the cognitive skills that help you navigate daily life. When estrogen levels start fluctuating and declining during perimenopause, it's like someone is constantly adjusting the volume on your brain's radio station. Estrogen plays a crucial role in the production and regulation of key neurotransmitters. We're talking about serotonin, which affects your mood and sleep. Dopamine, which influences motivation, focus, and reward processing. And acetylcholine, which is essential for learning and memory. When estrogen fluctuates, these neurotransmitter systems get disrupted, and that's when you start experiencing those frustrating cognitive symptoms. Think of your neurons, your brain cells, as trying to have a conversation across a crowded room. Normally, estrogen helps ensure that conversation flows smoothly. But when estrogen levels are unpredictable, it's like the room gets noisier, and those neural conversations become harder to maintain. Dr. Pauline Mackey, a neuropsychologist who studies cognitive changes during menopause, has found measurable dips in cognitive performance during perimenopause, particularly in verbal memory and processing speed. This isn't just in your head, it's measurable, it's real, and it's temporary. The study of women's health across the nation, that's the SWAN study, followed over 3,000 women through menopause and found that 60 to 70% reported cognitive symptoms during the transition. 60 to 70%. That's the majority of women experiencing what you might be experiencing right now. And here's something really important. This is not early dementia. The North American Menopause Society has been very clear about this. The cognitive changes of perimenopause are distinct from neurodegenerative diseases. Your brain isn't deteriorating, it's adapting. The research on brain changes during perimenopause is really quite remarkable. When scientists use brain imaging techniques like PT scans, they can actually see changes in brain activity during this transition. Specifically, they've observed reduced glucose metabolism in certain brain regions. Essentially, Some areas of the brain aren't getting the energy they need to function optimally. But here's the encouraging part. These changes are often temporary. Many women see improvements in cognitive function once their hormones stabilize post-menopause. Your brain is incredibly resilient and adaptable. Now, it's not just about estrogen. Other factors can make brain fog significantly worse. Stress, for instance, floods your system with cortisol, which can impair memory formation and recall. When you're already dealing with hormonal fluctuations, chronic stress becomes like throwing gasoline on a fire. Sleep disruption is another major player. Dr. Joanne Manson from Harvard Medical School notes that sleep disruption from hot flashes and night sweats can significantly impact cognitive function, creating a cycle where hormonal symptoms worsen brain fog. When you're not getting restorative sleep, your brain doesn't have the chance to consolidate memories and clear out metabolic waste. But the research also shows us some really promising interventions. Studies on nutrition have found that omega-3 fatty acids can support brain health during this transition. The Mediterranean diet, rich in antioxidants and healthy fats, has been associated with better cognitive outcomes during menopause. Exercise is another game changer. Regular physical activity increases production of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is like fertilizer for your brain cells. It promotes the growth of new neurons and strengthens connections between them. Even moderate exercise, like a daily walk, can make a measurable difference in cognitive function. All right, let's talk about what you can actually do about brain fog. Because while understanding the science is empowering, what you really want are practical strategies that work. First, start tracking your symptoms. Keep a simple log of when brain fog is worse and when it's better. You might notice patterns. Maybe it's worse right before your period, or when you haven't slept well, or during particularly stressful weeks. Understanding your patterns gives you power to anticipate and prepare. Sleep hygiene becomes absolutely crucial during perimenopause. I'm talking about consistent bedtimes, keeping your bedroom cool and dark, limiting screens before bed, and creating a wind-down routine that signals to your brain that it's time to rest. Keep your bedroom temperature between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit to counteract hot flashes and promote deeper sleep. Create a buffer zone before bedtime, at least 30 minutes without screens. Blue light interferes with melatonin production, and your already fluctuating hormones don't need another disruption. If you wake up in the middle of the night, have a plan. Keep a book by your bedside for light reading, or try the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Nutrition-wise, focus on brain-supporting foods. Wild-caught fatty fish like salmon and sardines for those omega-3s. Leafy greens, berries, and nuts for antioxidants. The Mediterranean diet isn't just a buzzword, it's one of the most researched eating patterns for brain health. Start your day with protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. This helps stabilize blood sugar, which directly impacts your ability to think clearly. Hydration is absolutely critical for cognitive function. Even mild dehydration can impair memory and concentration. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water daily. Movement doesn't have to be intense to be effective. Research shows that even 20 minutes of moderate exercise can improve cognitive performance for up to 2 hours afterward. This is because exercise increases blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for executive function and working memory. Consider mind-body practices like meditation, deep breathing, or even just 5 minutes of mindfulness each day. Let me share a simple technique, the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding exercise. When you feel brain fog setting in, name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Social connection is brain medicine. Loneliness and social isolation actually increase inflammation in the brain, which can worsen brain fog. Make time for friends, join a book club, take a class, volunteer for a cause you care about. Your brain thrives on novel experiences and social interaction. In the workplace, don't be afraid to use external supports, write things down, use calendars and reminder apps. Break large tasks into smaller steps. These aren't signs of weakness, they're smart adaptations. Schedule demanding cognitive tasks for times when you typically feel sharpest. Dr. Lisa Mosconi reminds us that taking care of your brain during midlife is not just about managing symptoms, it's an investment in your cognitive future. This period of your life isn't about decline, it's about adaptation and optimization. Now, let's talk about something many of you are probably wondering about: hormone replacement therapy, or HRT, and its role in managing brain fog. This is a complex topic, and I want to be clear that I'm not giving medical advice here. Every woman's situation is different, and you should always work with a healthcare provider who understands your individual health profile. But I can share what the research tells us. The North American Menopause Society has stated that for healthy women under age 60 or within 10 years of menopause onset, the benefits of hormone therapy typically outweigh the risks for managing menopausal symptoms. This includes cognitive symptoms like brain fog. Several studies have shown that hormone therapy, particularly estrogen, it can help improve verbal memory, attention, and processing speed when started during perimenopause or early menopause. The key phrase here is, when started during perimenopause, timing appears to be crucial. Dr. Roberta Diaz-Brinton's research has identified what's called the critical window hypothesis. This suggests that estrogen therapy may be most beneficial for brain health when initiated during the perimenopausal transition rather than years after menopause. There are different types of hormone therapy to consider. Bioidentical hormones are molecularly identical to the hormones your body produces naturally. Transdermal estrogen, delivered through patches, gels, or creams, may have different risk profiles compared to oral estrogen, particularly regarding blood clot risk. But hormone therapy isn't right for everyone. Women with a history of breast cancer, certain types of stroke, or blood clotting disorders may not be candidates. Women who smoke face increased risks. This is why individualized medical assessment is so important. If you do decide to explore hormone therapy, work with a provider who's knowledgeable about menopause management. The North American Menopause Society has a provider directory that can help you find qualified clinicians in your area. Keep in mind that it can take several months to find the right hormone regimen for you. This process requires patience and good communication with your healthcare team. And remember, Chic and hormone therapy works best as part of a comprehensive approach that includes the lifestyle strategies we've discussed. Before we wrap up today's episode, I want to address some common myths about brain fog and perimenopause, because misinformation can create unnecessary anxiety and prevent women from seeking help. Myth number 1. Brain fog during perimenopause means you're developing dementia or Alzheimer's disease. This is absolutely false. The cognitive changes of perimenopause are temporary and hormone-related, not neurodegenerative. Research has consistently shown that perimenopausal brain fog does not increase your risk of developing dementia later in life. Myth number 2. If you're experiencing brain fog, you're just not trying hard enough to concentrate. Brain fog isn't about lacking willpower or being lazy. It's about actual changes in brain chemistry and function due to fluctuating hormones. This isn't something you can simply push through with more effort. Myth number 3. There's nothing you can do about brain fog except wait it out. As we've discussed extensively today, this couldn't be further from the truth. There are many evidence-based strategies that can significantly improve symptoms, from lifestyle modifications to medical interventions when appropriate. Myth number 4. Brain fog only affects women who are officially in menopause. Actually, many women start experiencing cognitive symptoms during perimenopause, which can begin up to 10 years before your final menstrual period. You don't need to wait until you've stopped having periods for 12 months to take cognitive symptoms seriously. And here's an important fact that isn't a myth: seeking help for brain fog is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Your cognitive health matters, your quality of life matters, and there are healthcare providers, strategies, and treatments that can help. So, when should you seek professional help for brain fog? And what can you expect when you do? First, trust your instincts. If cognitive changes are affecting your work performance, your relationships, your daily functioning, or your quality of life, it's time to talk to a healthcare provider. You don't need to wait until symptoms become severe. Look for providers who specialize in menopause management or women's health. The North American Menopause Society has provider directories that can help you find knowledgeable clinicians in your area. When you go to your appointment, come prepared. Keep a symptom diary for at least a few weeks before your visit. Note when brain fog is worse, when it's better, and how it's affecting your daily life. Be specific about what cognitive changes you're experiencing: memory issues, word-finding problems, trouble concentrating. Be prepared to discuss your menstrual history and other perimenopausal symptoms. Bring a complete list of medications and supplements you're taking, as some can affect cognitive function. Your healthcare provider will likely want to rule out other potential causes of cognitive symptoms through blood work to check thyroid function, vitamin levels, and other factors. Be prepared to have an honest conversation about your goals and treatment preferences. Don't be discouraged if the first provider you see doesn't seem to understand your symptoms. Keep looking until you find someone who listens and takes your cognitive concerns seriously. Remember, managing brain fog often requires a comprehensive approach combining medical treatment when appropriate with the lifestyle strategies we've discussed throughout this episode. I want to leave you with this. If you're experiencing brain fog during perimenopause, it's not a personal failing. It's not a sign that you're losing your edge or getting old. It's your brain responding to significant hormonal changes, and with the right understanding and strategies, you can navigate this transition with confidence. Your brain is remarkably resilient. The fog will lift. And in the meantime, you have tools to help you think more clearly and feel more like yourself. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. What brain fog symptoms are you experiencing? What strategies have you tried? Send me an email. I read every message, and your experiences help shape future episodes. Don't forget to subscribe to the MenoMindful Podcast wherever you listen, and if you found this helpful, please share it with a friend who might need to hear this message too. Sometimes just knowing we're not alone in this experience can make all the difference. Until next time, remember, your wisdom is growing, your strength is deepening, and your best chapters are still being written. I'm Claire Rivers, and this has been the MenoMindful Podcast. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.